Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Nick Kalte.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey, Nick.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're good. How are you doing?
We're doing good.
Good. Not too bad. Just finishing up a busy year.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, let's
Feel
get this show started. Tell us about, so how are you finishing off the year? Tell us about that. You're doing pretty
Obviously,
good.
he knows it's been a busy 2021. Market's very, very hot right now. So everyone's looking to buy, and anyone looking to sell is just sitting on gold right now. So that's what we're finishing up. A few listings and tons and tons of buyers.
That's awesome. Well, before all this, let's back it up a little bit. When you were younger, did you want to be an agent when you grew up, or what would you want it to be?
No, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Nice.
I grew up having a lot of pets, and I always wanted to be the one to help dogs, cats. I had a hamster. We had everything. So I always wanted to be a veterinarian.
That's awesome. So how'd you get into real estate then?
So actually a huge Red Wings fan. So my now wife and I went to a Red Wings game years and years ago and met my now business partner in like the VIP room. And he was there with his son. Later on, probably a few weeks later, I ended up messaging him, telling him we were looking for a house, and he sold us our house at the time. And I ended up just reaching out to him and say, hey, what's up with this real estate thing? And he said, come on board. And here we are.
That's
Nice.
awesome. So how many years has it been, or how long been in real estate?
I'm going on 4 years.
Nice. Good
4
for
years.
you.
Cool.
Very busy 4 years. I
Yeah.
definitely jumped into a buyer's market. And now obviously with everything going on, I was very grateful to be starting off my young career, heading into a seller's market, and business has just been booming ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Before we get into, I got a couple of other questions for you, but I kind of want to back it up a little bit and stay with your first transaction. How did that go for you? How did you get your first client, and how did that go?
So my very first client was actually my best man at my wedding.
Okay.
And him and his brother were looking to move out and knew I had just gotten into real estate, and obviously took a chance on me. And ever since then, the lender that helped me with that sale, we kind of started snowballing, and I had all of his family members he sent to me, and him and I really started picking up business. And that's really what started my foundation. So it was a lot of friends and family and referrals.
Nice. I know, did that first transaction go as smooth as you'd hoped? Sometimes they're a little nerve-wracking, right? The first
Right.
one.
First one was okay. I had some
Yeah.
help. It was the next few that proceeded that were pretty tough.
Yeah.
And they really got me into the game right away. So that first year was a defining year.
Lots of learning that first year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you get any advice from your business partner that has stuck with you throughout the years?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still talk to him all the time. And we still go back and forth. We're always learning. We're always growing. We're asking each other questions, picking each other's brain. And there's always more and more to be learned.
That's awesome. I like it. What is over the last 4 years, what is one of the worst properties you've been to, or showings?
So one of the worst ones we went to, we walked in, it was on a crawl space, and the floor just caved in. Crawl space wasn't supported. So I called the agent, and they knew about it, and we just walked out. And to this day, it was the worst one because it was a new client. I'd just been referred her over about 2 hours prior. And then we walk into that first house, and floor gives out on us.
Did anybody fall through all the way, or did it kind of just start to go? Okay.
Luckily it was like a back bedroom, and we walked in and kind of understood right away what was going on.
With that new client, did you end up selling her a home? Did it work
Yep.
out?
And then we did.
Okay.
And then we closed on her home and bought her a new home 2 days ago.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Good for you guys.
Oh, the relationship stayed.
Yes.
The floor didn't affect anything.
That's awesome. So what are some of your goals for the 2022?
Yeah, so goals for 2022. I'm looking to have more listings. Obviously, everyone has a ton of buyers right now, but hopefully help a lot of sellers and give them the right guidance as to what they need to do heading into such a hot market, and maximize the amount of money they can make, and help anybody, obviously, build our team a little bit more over at Brookstone, and build our own personal team, and really just expand and teach new agents.
That's awesome. So tell us about your team right now.
So my team right now over at Brookstone, we transferred over a few years ago, and Brookstone was very welcoming and inviting. And we were able to bring our team. We were able to expand a few new agents, and there's a couple of us right now, but we're really looking to grow like one of Brookstone's biggest teams, and really be able to take on any agent just looking for an incredible opportunity at a good company with good leadership.
That's awesome. Good for you guys.
Do you have a goal in mind of how many agents you want to add on in 2022?
How many? Not necessarily. There's a few agents and teams we're talking to, but maybe just to bring on five or 10 would be awesome, and really take over and transition from just being an agent into being, an associate broker and a leader for many agents.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's awesome. I look forward to seeing how that turns out for you guys in 2022.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
You'll get there, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no doubt we'll definitely get there.
If you could start over today with all the knowledge that you've learned in the last 4 years of being in real estate, what would you do differently? Is there anything that you would change? Almost everything, actually. I just had a totally different mindset years and years ago, and I wish I could just show myself now the mindset that I currently have, and I could give myself the advice that I needed back then, because I wasn't a hard worker. I was pretty lazy. I wasn't very future driven. And I think getting into real estate and really having such a booming first year and now into this year really gave me a responsibility that I wish I had back then, only so I could start earlier and just be further along the path that I am right now. Yeah. Would you give that same advice to other new agents coming on? Hard work?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the advice I do give too. And especially to younger agents too, because you do come into a career that's going to be hopefully something you can do for the rest of your life. And it is very demanding of you too. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. I think there's a lot of new agents that think you're just kind of jumping into this stream that's just going to take you off and you're going to become rich. And that's not true. It still takes a lot of hard work. And I wish I could have told myself that advice back then, even when I started, and then prior to real estate, it was just a disaster. I really was not future driven, and I wish I was. I wish I could have started this earlier.
Do you have any good business books that you've read that you could recommend to anybody else starting?
Oh yeah, Reverse Selling, Brandon Mulrennan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Oh
yeah. That's his newest book, and it's actually incredible, and it shows exactly how he built everything he has now, and how he sells, and especially with my looking forward to 2022 with more listings. It's a perfect book to read on how to gather more listings.
That's awesome. I like it. So how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so they can get a hold of me. Numbers 248-417-1179, or on Facebook at Nick Kalte Realtor, or just Nick Kalte on Facebook. Feel free to reach out, message me, give me a call or a text anytime. I'm a realtor, so I'm up before you are, and I am to bed after you are.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Are these working?
All right.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
it might be there.
It might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Find
it. It's red.
Yeah, and it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars, guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take 4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
I don't think this is working.
This is not working.
Yeah.